Hello everyone and welcome to Intercontinental Ballistic Missile program. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to become an intercontinental ballistic missile? We are the ultimate weapon, a ballistic missile with a nuclear warhead. In an alternate 50s, our government developed a technology that uses human brains instead of computers. However, this technology has serious side effects on the human psyche. You open your eyes in a leather chair. The surrounding room is small, only a few meters in diameter and circular in shape. Around you is a typical 1950s control panel. On the table is also a folder with Top Secret stamped on the cover. Good morning, congratulations on your selection, and welcome to the Intercontinental Ballistic Missile program. Before you is the mission briefing. It would be ideal for you to familiarize yourself thoroughly with the nature of the mission, but unfortunately, due to an enemy attack, our time is limited. On the second page, you'll find the coordinates of the target. Remember, the fate of our entire nation depends on you. Good luck. That's a lot of pressure to have. You pick up the folder. Inside, several neatly organized and numbered pages. On the second page, there's a brief description of the target, which on quick reading appears to be a military installation, along with coordinates. Below the description is a small image showing two rotary dials and explanation on how to set the coordinates. Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, do I need to... okay, I hope these are the right coordinates. For a few seconds, nothing happens, until a horrifying screech fills the room, as if massive 1,000-ton metal structures were grinding against each other. The whole room shakes in rhythm with the sound. Just as you begin to think the noise will never end, it stops. The next folder page shows a diagram of 6 small switches and lever. Would it be levers? Did I read that wrong? Open the 6 fuel injectors with levers shown in diagram. After configuring the injectors, open the blast door with the lever. I hope I'm doing this right. It's hard to be a missile. You hear giant metal doors open above you, like thunder striking. The next folder page shows a diagram of a large round button. Above it is a simple label, Launch. Before the diagram is a caption. Before launching, review the instructions on page 5 regarding post-launch corrections. You turn to page 5, where is a small diagram showing 3 buttons and instructions on how you could decouple the engines after their propellant runs out. That seems like a good idea. Instantly, a terrifying rumble and vibration fill the control room. You feel gravity double, pressing you deeper into the chair. Breathing becomes difficult, and as the blood drains from your head, dizziness sets in. On the small monitor, the first stage fuel count scrolls. First stage, 150,000, 100,000, 50,000, 30,000, 10,000, 3,000, 1,000. Yeah, that seems right. The surrounding noise and shaking were already beyond comprehension, yet somehow the echo of a 1,000-ton rocket motor detaching is even worse. The cabin lurches violently. 2 more to go. Second stage, 50,000, 30,000, 10,000, 4,000, 2,000, 1,000. Even though you anticipated the sound, it burns into your mind even stronger than the first detachment. Third stage, 25,000. 15,000, 5,000, 4,000, 2,000, 1,000. As before, the claustrophobic combination of roaring and pounding makes it feel like your head will explode, and then it ends. The soft hum feels like absolute silence compared to the prior cacophony. You notice a small monitor above the panel showing your distance to the target. 4,920 kilometers. Is it kilometers? Turns out that's what happens when you're not born on that system. After sitting in silence for a while, warning lights start blinking in the top right corner of the panel. You turn to page 7 in the folder, which contains a diagram explaining mid-course corrections. Counter-align the offset degrees using the sliders shown in the diagram. Yeah. Yeah, we got there. Blinking stops. 1,000 kilometers. In the perfect silence, a low hum begins. 500 kilometers. The hum intensifies. 250 kilometers. The hum has become chaotic vibration and roaring. Your stomach feels twisted from the growing G-forces. 100 kilometers. You're barely conscious. The surrounding chaos is indescribable. 50 kilometers. 40. 30. 20. Are you there? 10. Close enough. You open your eyes in the same leather chair, in the same small circular room. Excellent work on the previous flight. The operation achieved a great strategic advantage against our enemy, and we couldn't have done it without you. The briefing for your next mission is in the folder before you. Remember, the fate of our entire nation depends on you. Good luck. Next to the folder on the table is now a small jar filled with tablets. You open the folder. The first page, which previously only bore the name of the program, now has a bright red message. You are alone during the program. If you hear voices or speaking, remember these hallucinations are caused by the extreme stress of the flight. If the hallucinations interfere with your mission, take one alkaloid-based sedative tablet from the jar on the table. Good luck. The target is now a power plant 100 kilometers off a big city. Then we do it again. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again. You don't want to hear voices. I'm getting pretty good at being a missile, I think. I'm doing a good job, right? It's to save my country, right? You take a deep breath. The same horrific sound fills the cabin as the growing gravity presses your body into itself. You are inside a brain. Aren't we all inside a brain? Eyes stare at you. You take a pill. You fade into the silence around you. Time passes, and the aggressive panel lights whisper to you that mid-course realignment is required. I'm good at doing this. My brain says so. My brain knows best. Silence. Listen carefully. We want what's best for you. The previous strike 2 weeks ago killed 25,000 people. You can still change the course of history. If you were in control of the last flight, activate the redirect thrusters as a sign. We'll contact you again during the terminal phase. Wait. What am I supposed to do? You're good at following orders. 1,000 kilometers. Red warning lights shout at you to do the realigning again. But it's already realigned. 500 kilometers. You hate the roar the missile makes when it re-enters the atmosphere. You take a pill. 250 kilometers. You don't know how to sit, what to feel. The flesh of the surrounding walls slowly melts as the missile heats up. Why doesn't it melt your body too and free you from this nightmare? Thank you for your cooperation. Listen carefully. Your government is using you to potentially kill millions of people. 200 kilometers. You are part of a larger information brain system in your silo. Your memory is uploaded to a new body inside the missile between launches. 150 kilometers. If there is a next operation, the nuclear pulse will be strong enough to disable the electronics in your silo and cripple the simulation system. 100 kilometers. Detonate the warhead once the first rocket stage runs out. 50 kilometers. We trust you and want only your freedom. 40 kilometers. Good luck. 30 kilometers. You take a pill. 20 kilometers. 10 kilometers. You're good at following orders. Remember that. I'm good at following orders. You open your eyes in the same small chair, made of skin, in the same far too small circular room. Excellent work on the previous operation. Thanks to you, we've practically already won the war, but in their foolishness, our enemy refuses to surrender. This final flight will show them how much their senselessness will cost them in human lives. You are a hero of your people. We will reward you handsomely. Remember, the fate of our entire nation depends on you. Good luck. You pay no attention to the folder in front of you. Is it because the folder is breathing? You like the taste of blood in your mouth. The button looked a little funny. You despise the obscene roar produced by the rocket engine. You take a pill. You take a pill. You take a pill. You open your eyes in a round room. Your lower body has been replaced by numerous tubes extended deep into you and into a softly humming machine. You grab the tubes and rip them out with chunks of flesh. Blood and thick brown fluid stain the metal floor. You try to pry yourself off the platform, but a metal rod in place of your spine pins you down. You grip the edge of the platform and rip your back free. Red blood fills your eyes as you collapse stomach first onto the stained floor. One last breath before you are finally free. Intercontinental Ballistic Missile Program. Thank you for playing. That was a very interesting ride. A very simple concept. And just this very intense. I've said it before, and I think I'll say it here again. Audio has such an important focus on horror and just horrific aspects, you know, even psychological things like that. It needs good audio, and I feel like this game focused, it had to focus on it. The visuals were very few and far between, and as such, I think it just elevates it all the more. Because you focus so heavily on the audio, it makes the experience feel more alive, even without visuals. Would it have been great to see actual more visuals, like the bodies, you know, the actual prying off of the table? I mean, of course. Sometimes our imagination is better at doing that than any, you know, graphics that you can consume and make. Sometimes it's easier to think about the thing rather than to make it visual, because sometimes the person thinking about it will think of something way more horrific, a visual, than what maybe is actually going to be made. Overall, this was a blast. I hope you guys all enjoyed. It's a little different. It was more of a visual novel, but I don't really play a ton of visual novels, and I saw this one floating around, and it looked like a great one to play on the channel. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy this, of course, you can check out the link down in the description below where you can play this game for yourself, and hopefully support this dev, and hopefully they make more in the future, as I'm personally looking forward to their future projects. Of course, though, if you want to just support the channel and are looking for some more of these Let's Plays, and I've been doing some lore videos that hopefully people are enjoying as well, you can always subscribe to hopefully catch some of those and, you know, enjoy those on the side. Those are obviously a little bit fewer and farther between the lore videos. I'm hopefully going to do 2 a week, but, you know, that's all very dependent on the process. Overall, though, I hope you all enjoyed, and hopefully I see you all in the next video. See you then.